Why are there so many toxic workplaces? Well, that's an interesting question to explore. We have an increasing number of employees reporting, but their mental, emotional, and physical health has declined due to toxic work environments. From my personal experience, I believe toxic workplaces contribute significantly to the following statistics. According to the Mental Health First Aiders Group, in the United Kingdom, poor mental health accounts for more than half of all work-related illnesses. Around 51% of long-term sick leave is due to stress, depression, or anxiety. According to the Health and Safety Executive in the United Kingdom, 35.2 million days were lost due to work-related ill health and non-fatal workplace injuries between 2022 and 2023. According to the Mental Health Foundation charity in the UK, almost 1 in 7 people, that is 14% of people, experience mental health problems in the workplace. Have you ever wondered why toxic workplaces are so commonplace? I've been working in various industry sectors for at least 30 years, so this is my viewpoint. Firstly, we must understand that, number 1, all employees have the capacity for toxic behaviour which destroys the well-being of others. Number 2, all employees can show positive behaviour to maintain and increase the well-being of others. Number 3, all organisations have the capacity to be toxic. Number 4, all organisations can overcome toxic behaviour, that is, to achieve excellence in everything they do and enhance employee well-being. Many organisations tend to be toxic because the management generally lacks a high level of professional maturity when managing people, resources, and conflict. Professional maturity can be defined as having a high level of ethics, having a strong work ethic, possessing a good level of emotional intelligence, having the ability to pace your feelings and direct your emotions constructively, having integrity, and the ability always to be impartial regardless of the existing friendships you have in the organization. Unfortunately, the management team may lack some of these attributes. Professionally mature behavior means resolving work conflict successfully, promptly, and impartially using existing human resource frameworks. In doing so, employees as well as the organization are safeguarded. This involves developing a company culture where employees have the humility to say sorry, forgive, forget, move on, and learn from their mistakes. Many companies haven't reached this level of maturity, which explains why there is so much toxic behavior contributing to the statistics quoted earlier. In my 30-year career journey, I define a professionally mature company as an organization where the management quickly and safely removes toxic practices from the workplace and where toxic situations develop relatively slowly. These professionally mature organizations or management teams constantly generate ideas to maintain a good workplace culture. Professionally mature organizations and management teams are more concerned about ethical standards no matter what. Maturity means providing great training opportunities for staff and pushing for operational excellence, rather than aiming to be friends with everyone. Friendships in these mature organizations are of secondary or tertiary importance. Whereas professionally immature organizations and management teams have few training opportunities, they have very pronounced friendship cliques, they do not streamline or review their operations, and they do not necessarily strive for operational excellence. These professionally weak companies are more likely to be toxic, they have higher employee turnover, they are very political, have rampant gossip. These companies have poorer work-life balance and degrade employees' mental, emotional, and physical health over some time. There's a case for all employees to assess their actions and check whether they're contributing to toxic behavior or beneficial behavior in the workplace. I will share reasons why I believe managers facilitate toxic practices by being professionally immature. Number 1, it's because the manager fears they will be disliked by the workforce. Number 2, it's due to the manager having the wrong allegiances with other colleagues and having too many friendships across the organization. Number 3, it could be due to a manager having weak personal and work ethics. Number 4, It's also due to a manager feeling that a political situation may arise from a conflict which may hinder their career. This is why surviving in the workplace has become like playing a complicated chess game. From my personal experience, I find it interesting that companies don't screen candidates more heavily for good personal ethics and screen for good work ethics. I believe that having the ability to perform a job technically is just one aspect of competence. It's not enough for employees to be competent. My personal management brand when hiring is for interviewees to demonstrate how they will add value to the well-being of others and contribute to a positive work environment. My personal management brand also includes stressing the need to eliminate toxic work behaviour at every level of the organization. Too many close friendships prevent managers from correcting toxic behaviour. This can result in a lack of accountability and bullying. Poor work procedures and weak operational standards resulting in heavy workloads are the most common causes of a toxic workplace. With poor work procedures and weak operational standards, you often end up working late in the evenings and weekends, especially when it's not stated in your job contract to work out of hours. A toxic environment is also caused by a culture of bad employee behavior that is constantly unchecked. A toxic work environment is also caused when colleagues create political situations to make themselves and their work and image look more impressive. Backstabbing colleagues due to personal insecurity and jealousy always creates much damage and creates a toxic workplace. A toxic work environment is caused when an employee pushes their personal and emotional trauma onto another colleague. For example, if a colleague is going through a divorce and financial pressure, they may take out their frustration on you. This is a common source of toxicity. If there's one thing that easily creates a toxic work environment, it's the management team setting unrealistic work targets, which causes anxiety and stress. A toxic workforce is also caused by micromanagement. That is, when a manager or managers are overwatching, over-scrutinizing, and over-commenting on your work. This causes anxiety in the workforce and results in workers making more mistakes due to nervousness. If a manager is micromanaging you, then it begs the question, when does the manager get the time to do their own work? An absent manager can be toxic. An absent manager works off-site so often that you hardly see them, and therefore they have little input in directing or helping you. An absent manager can also be a manager you see often, but is normally mentally unavailable, in terms of generating a solution that adds value. This kind of manager is unable to shape or direct you in solving any issues. The absentee manager creates a leadership or management vacuum, which leads to huge amounts of politics. With this kind of manager, it's like having no manager at all. Last but not least, toxic work environments are caused by nepotism, that is favoritism, based on family connections, and cronyism, which means favoring one's friends in the workplace, rather than hiring and promoting based on competence. I've personally seen it many times where a job hasn't been filled by a competent person, but instead, a job has been filled by a friend or family member who is often incompetent in the role. In such cases, the incompetent person pushes the workload onto the competent employee, causing much anger, stress, and increasing the risk of the company getting sued. Ironically, the competent person is overlooked or sidestepped for the role in question. Unfortunately, some managers feel it's better to allow a conflict to resolve itself without any intervention, not realizing that this makes matters far worse. My professional brand as a business owner is to avoid wasting time when resolving conflicts. My assessment is that work politics and work conflicts are far more difficult to resolve when you have many friendships in the workplace. When a manager has too many friendships at work, it prevents them from properly correcting colleagues because friendship often acts as an obstacle to resolving problems properly. There's a saying that goes something like this: your colleagues are not your friends. Therefore, my personal management brand is to ensure I don't have too many friendships with colleagues, to allow me to correct conflict professionally. This presentation was brought to you by Anna Taylor from AT Business and Education Solutions. I am an industry expert with 30 years of experience in more than several industry sectors. I help new business owners minimize their learning curve. I brainstorm with business owners to generate new ideas to reduce the time taken to reach your business goals. I help new business owners troubleshoot and get a fresh perspective on how to solve a problem. I also help new businesses build their unique business culture, operations, and brand. This is the end of the presentation. Let me know what other forms of toxic behavior you've experienced in the workplace in the comments section below. Please like and share this video and subscribe to this channel. If you're a business or an employee requiring services related to this video content, then please engage with me on Fiverr using the link in the YouTube description. Thank you.